my lovely individuals, I'm Kostego and we're here with another art video. Today I will be playing with and testing out my new set of Pixie beads. I love perler beads. I love the smaller versions of perler beads specifically. Always did. And I saw the Pixie beads being advertised and I got the lovely set. I don't even know how many colors it was. But it's a pretty complete set in the very vivid, distinct colors. And I'm going to test these out today. They promise that they melt better, because that's my biggest thing with perler beads and art cal beads I've tried too. They just don't melt right sometimes, and these are saying that they did. So, or do, or whatever. I know, I can't English. I can never English. But this is what we're doing today. And, I don't know, I'll find some pixel art or make some pixel art. I'm thinking Eeveelutions, just because I love the Eeveelutions, so we're probably gonna make the Eeveelutions. But yeah, let's get into it. Not sponsored, obviously. Who the heck's gonna sponsor me? Let's get into it.
The selection of pixie beads that I ordered came with some of these tools, and honestly, I don't really like the, pink grabber thingy. It just did not, hold things correctly, but maybe, I don't know, I'm a little too heavy-handed, so it was probably a me problem and not the design problem. But I did make a purchase later for a different grabby tool that they make that I think works better, but that's not in this video. I'm sure you'll see it in a future video. Yeah, I struggle bust hard with that one. I ended up not even really liking the tweezers that came with the kit, so I ended up using my mini perler bead tweezers. I used the ones that I already were used to with doing mini beads, so it ended up going a lot quicker. I used the tape method for these projects because I think it's the best way to do it, not hurt your boards and everything. They are expensive after all. And they give you some pretty sticky tape in here, so I ended up using that. And I will be upset when I run out of it because it seems like pretty good quality tape. The kit also came with an iron, which I used because it is a little bit bigger than the iron I already had, and I really like the quality of it. It's nice, it heats evenly, it seems like it melts them very good, so I enjoy it, and I really love the Teflon sheets that came with it as well. Gives it a great texture.
Okay. It's not the most perfect melt in the world, but it's my first time trying, and that's on the backside. So he turned out absolutely adorable, and I can't wait to make his brother in. And that'll hopefully give me some practice on doing these so I can get better before making custom things. But overall, the experience seems really good. They melt really nicely. And I really like the texture that they give. And I've seen people do it with like these mats that make it like rainbow and stuff. Like reflective-y rainbow looks, and I think that's pretty dang neat. I'll probably slap a magnet on this boy and he'll be my little buddy. But let's make his siblings now, okay?
I started off with Vaporeon because I wanted to do the original 3 Eeveelutions first, and I am not a big fan of Vaporeon, so I figured I'd get him out of the way first. But, I mean, he's cute in the right context, but I don't know. Fish cat is a little bit of a weird concept for me. I like fish, and I like sea creatures. It's just, I don't know, something about the mermaid fish cat is just a little bit weird, but I mean, it's an Eevee, and we love all the Eevees. I just love this one not as much as some of the other ones. I think the melt turned out somewhat decent on this one. I had to cut off a little bit of the foot because it was a little bit I don't know if I pushed down too hard or what, but it ended up a little bit wompy, a little bit warped and wompy. So, he turned out nice. I like him. Next, I made Jolteon, who I really love. He's the only Eeveelution that doesn't have, a defined tail, which is actually kind of cute and gives him a little bit of variance compared to the others. But he's a spiky little boy, and I really like him. Some of the lighter ones, when they were melted, suffered from, I guess, residue being on the Teflon sheets, and I believe he was a sufferer of a little bit of residue. But it's definitely not as bad as some of the ones to follow, because, oof, big oofs happen. And last one of the original trio of evolutions, we have Flareon, who I personally really love because I love fire Pokemon, and it just looks like an extra fluffy little guy. And, you know, I love my fluffy little men, my personal cats specifically, especially Trini is a fluffy little boy, and Flareon kind of reminds me of how fluffy Trini is. So, special place in my heart. These are the kind of magnets I had on hand, so I just put 2 on each of the bigger evolutions. I forgot to film him before I stuck them on there because they would not come off, which is fair. That's what you want out of magnets, I suppose. We are going to start Espeon, who is another one of my favorites. Espeon and Umbreon were probably the first evolutions that got me into evolutions, because they both have that mysterious looking quality. They're both very cat-like, very cute. And I don't know, I love purple, I love black, they're very cute. Such little guys. And they came out with the sleeping evolution plushies, and Umbreon and Espeon were the ones that I absolutely had to have, and now I'm buying the rest of them when I find them because I just think they're absolutely adorable. But Umbreon and Espeon turned out insanely cute. I was born in 1996, so right around when they were coming out, I was getting really into Pokemon, so it makes sense that they're my favorite evolutions, because I'm right at that time frame. Plus, you know, just goth, dark, and psychic vibes. Like, yes, please. He didn't melt too well, but I tried to melt him like 6 times and it wouldn't go, so I gave up. Whenever Leafeon came out, I remember looking at it thinking, okay, that's really weird, and I didn't really like Leafeon or Glaceon, but Leafeon really grew on me over the years. Glaceon really didn't, but Leafeon's a cutie. Okay, Leafeon didn't turn out the best. I ended up ironing him like 3 times trying to get all these beads to flatten, and I know why it is, because the black ones are probably, I think these are perler beads. I want to say these are perler beads. They might be art cal beads, I'm not sure. But I used some of these because I ran out of the Pixie beads. And it is so true. The Pixie beads definitely melt better. Yeah, these 2 right here and here straight up just like would not melt properly at all, but hey, these are just for me. I'm not selling them, so I'm not too offended by Leafeon being holy, but if I was to sell anything like this, I would definitely go with the Pixie beads, because that was bad. But let's get into, I think Glaceon's next. I apparently forgot to record the rest of the Glaceon project, so here's a Glaceon. Got a little schmutz. A little bit of schmutz on her face, but she turned out cute. Yeah, I don't know why I forgot to film the rest of assembling her, but it is what it is. Last and definitely not least, we have Sylveon, the newest Pokemon to the evolutions, and hopefully not the last, but I honestly don't know what their opinions are on this evolution sets in like the newer games, but she's an absolute cutie. I mean, I love Sylveon from the second she came out, and she will be gladly joining the rest of the brethren. Yeah, definitely got all schmutzy, but it is what it is. I'll probably remake them at some point, just on my own time.
Okay, and just like that, we got our evolutions done. This video is taking longer than I expected because I forgot how long doing the little jump cut time-lapse things take. So yeah, sorry for the wait, but I got more and more ideas and more creative juices flowing, so you know, join me next time. And please like, comment, and subscribe, because as you know, it always helps out. And let's take a look at the final product. See y'all next time. Bye!